Good evening and welcome to Edessa, the Dark Crusade, Season 2, and once again to the, not even a hovel, like the small collection of shacks, or, well, not barely houses really, outside the city, where a new visitor? Inhabitant? We don't know yet, but a new person connected to the families of Cain is staying. She's just had a rather eventful night, and it seems that it's going to get a little more eventful. Lady Irene has just left, and there will be a knock at the door.
The door is opened by one of the followers and another young lady, and you see inside that essentially there are like the people that you saw out before. It's quite late now. Appear to be essentially just like lying like kind of in rows on the floor, sleeping. They have like they're literally just sleeping on the floor, no pillows, no mats, no nothing. And yeah, and he will look, or she will look at you and say, "Can I help, my lady? Do you wish the word of the Lord? I can."
Boy, I would not wish to disturb all those good people sleeping for the night. Perhaps you would join me outside? It's small.
Sorry, this isn't the dove speaking.
Oh, okay. Okay, to the person in the door, she will just say, "Well, I would wish to speak to the dove."
Of course. I will take you to her. She prays during the night a lot. And she will take you over to, essentially like right next to it, round the back, there's like a small shack. It's actually made of wood and isn't like a tent. And she will knock. Enter.
Madeline comes in, takes off her hood. We'll smile to her. We'll sit down.
You see that she is essentially just praying, and when she realizes it's not one of her own followers, she will stand up. My lady, apologies.
Please, I am not a lady. My name is Madeleine.
You have come late. If you want, I could give you a sermon.
Perhaps. But you had quite the congregation earlier. All new faces from this city. I'm assuming you made introductions.
Many people from the town come to hear our words. It is vanity, but it pleases me. And people are so receptive to the word of our Lord.
Are they alone?
Yeah.
I am assuming that you made proper introductions. And she goes over and we'll just she will actually just hold her hand.
When you say this, you get the sense that she like a little bit of fear comes into her, but she doesn't like show it outwardly, or at least tries not to. And yeah, upon feeling your cold hand,
Well, she actually has flush of health, but
oh sorry,
she can make logical deductions, I think.
yeah, she will say, I have met with some of the cursed of the city, it is true. If I have offended you in any way, then
Why would why would that be an offense? I wonder.
I do not know.
Why?
In my travels, many have claimed that I had entered territory or domain that they have claimed for themselves that I did not know.
Hmm.
And they have sought reprisal from this.
One should, depending on your youth, one should send a missive to any city one wishes to visit to see where the one can stay and where one cannot. The defense of one's domain is sacrosanct for our kind. Tell me, how young are you?
I was born 28 years ago. If you mean a curse, that means I cannot walk during the day. 3 years.
Hmm.
And that has been spent traveling from Toulouse to here.
Truly? Then you are Franken as I am. Maybe not exactly the same place, but close.
Armenian. The King of France has, from what I understand, little power there. Lord Raymond of Toulouse, who the crusade was launched against, rules the area I am from. He has sought to protect our kind, but unfortunately, the armies of the church. Unfortunately, Satan is strong in people's hearts, as of course is appropriate in this place.
It is quite all right. Did you come here with your sire?
No, I believe he is dead.
Hmm.
He would not
I see.
abandon those who follow the Lord.
Hmm.
It was my own. It was the path God chose for me, but I must admit, in my cowardice and my ego, I felt some relief that I would not face the pies of the Dominicans.
Hmm.
Wrong. I envy my sire there. He was a pure soul. And I do believe that he may be ascended from this place to a better one.
Even though you call us cursed.
We are all cursed, whether we have received the blood of another or not. This place is a cursed place. But our curse is unique, from what I understand. A special torment given to us, so that we may better understand the Lord's work.
Or so that we may understand the strength that we carry our curse with.
I do not desire strength. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Hmm. I sense that you truly mean this in your entire soul.
Many have questioned my authenticity, and in truth, they are right to. I am a sinner, and I am weak. There are many parts of me that desire the temporal, that feel anger when persecuted, instead of forgiveness. I still feel the need to consume blood. No matter how hard I fast, I cannot shake it. In fact, I have found that fasting simply means that when it does come back, it comes with a furious anger, and much worse things happen.
To temper one's beast, one must understand oneself, not simply hope that God puts one on the right direction. Whatever one prays to, one must in oneself, find the path to whatever salvation one seeks. Devotion like yours is rare, and I commend it, even though I cannot share it. Not anymore, but I will not take such conviction from you. I will only congratulate you. 3 years holding such virtue, such convictions, that is commendable.
Any strength I have comes from my Lord. Although, as I have said, I am a sinner, many have congratulated me tonight. I will fast for penance, for this has stroked my ego.
Is that truly the way of penance? Simply praying? What of the monks that whip themselves to emulate the suffering of Christ? Is that not true penance?
Violence stains the soul. It is not our way, not the way I was taught.
Very well.
Besides, I find there are plenty of those whose souls have been consumed by Satan, who are more than willing to do violence against us, for us to need to do it ourselves. But I have seen the monks you speak of. Although I do not know their hearts, I feel part of their ritual is bravado and self-aggrandizement.
Oh,
They
some of them.
seek to prove to the world in a display of violence, blood, and cries that they are the most holy. They do not do it quietly, on their own, when only God is their witness. They wish others to see. This is the way of the Church of Rome.
This is true for most of them. But there are the few of them that are true to their conviction, that will do it outside the purview of others. They will do it alone, suffer alone, and grow in understanding of themselves and their devotion on their own.
I bow to your wisdom on this. Is there anything I can help you with?
I really wished to introduce myself and have your name as well, of course.
The name I use is the dove. It is what other followers of Christ have called me. And I believe some small measure of symbolism is gained by rejecting the name I was born with. I have not used it for a long time.
Well, if necessary, I would, well, if you could, I would Would love to hear it at some point. Although I will not pressure you to do this.
I will ask one thing. There was a man in the other group who the others have warned me of.
I wonder who, she says with a fairly knowing look.
He spoke of snakes and the sun.
Yes,
Seemed amused by my words.
Saladrin is a true follower of his clan. They see Christianity, the piety of Christianity, as ridiculous and dismiss it, mock it, at every turn they get.
I pity him.
Well, I pity him for slightly other reasons, but oh well. Mainly the fact that destiny seemed fit to make him a snake.
Snake?
How else could he have his head stuck up his own ass?
Their eyes go wide for a second. Our Lord Yahweh spoke of snakes. Never in a good way.
And Madeline will, in perfect Latin, cite the
Genesis?
part of Genesis of the snake.
Mhm.
And the dove will notice that Madeline is reciting it pretty much as you would in a cloister.
The dove has never ever been anywhere near a cloister, but yeah. In our faith, the Old Testament, we do not believe this is the work of the Lord. The Lord would not make this place. This place is not his place. This is a place of Satan.
So you disagree with the Bible? Curious.
We do not disagree. We have a different interpretation. The Catholic Church believes they have a monopoly on the word of Christ. We reject this.
Why?
There were once many churches, but they have been purged. The Council of Nicaea saw off the Arians, the Waldensians, and the Bogomils, and the Paulians. They have all been purged by either the Church of Rome or the Church of Constantinople. The most recent, St. Francis, he was admired by us, but he was seduced. He was canonized, a man made divine by other men. I cannot think of anything more sacrilegious.
And yet they would see you as sacrilegious.
Of course.
By you interpreting the Bible so very radically differently as to say that the creation of earth is the work of this Satan. I would say that they would be well within their right to say that you are likewise sacrilegious.
And they do. But actions speak louder than words. The Greeks call us the pure ones. We try to live as Christ did. We do not need worldly possessions. We do not need basilicas in Rome. We do not need armies to spread our word. We do not need fires to silence those who speak against us. When we are burned at the stake, we are taught that the last thing we should say is a prayer for those who are burning us, a prayer beseeching God to forgive them.
It is a rare enough thing to find someone Perhaps even more devoted than me. Strange. You remind me of someone.
She cocks her head. Forgive me, sister, but it is not about me. I am simply a conduit. I am a weak and worthless person.
Madeline's hand rests on one of the like part of the wood, and it just makes a faint crack as she tightens one of her hands a bit.
She flinches.
Madeline just looks at her and looks up at where she does. Oh, I am terribly sorry. And she will be able to see that, like, something about that, maybe constantly saying it, bugged Madeline a little. It seemed more like a reflex, like she didn't actually mean to do that. The dove would get that sense. She just, I am terribly sorry. Uh, if you require repairs, I will pay for it, of course.
No need.
How strong is your faith? Do you truly believe this?
Faith is a strange word. I do not know how to quantify it. And I do not know a test that can prove either way.
Quite. You will perhaps not find too many of our kind to be aligned with your way of thinking.
That may
Not
be why
any
God
test.
has sent me to this place.
Well, perhaps, if you wished, if you were be interested. There is a much more. There is a city not far from here called Timurai. Perhaps you should visit it. It might not. It might even be worse for you. You might see it as decadent. But there are people there that, especially one who does share your perspective.
Oh?
A couple. I know of one particularly who has literally fought Satan's spawn. I saw it with my own eyes, actually.
Then I fear he is not like me.
He is of my clan.
If Satan has sent his demons to test us, and we reply with his methods, then surely he has won.
We will see. Perhaps if you one day are confronted with one, and you are consumed by hellfire, you will find absolution. I cannot promise you this, but perhaps.
If this is what the Lord has planned for me, I will not run from it.
I am curious. What family do you hail from?
The others wanted to know this also.
Well.
Isaiah told me I am a Malkavian.
More interesting.
The Saracen, he told me that I was more lucid than many he had met. I think he sought to compliment me.
Oh, Alkedir is Not the. Hmm. He can be quite blunt with his words. And I do not believe he has traveled too much, not met too many of your clan. It very much depends on the individual.
I have been told in passing that those afflicted with our particular variety of the curse are considered insane.
That is what they say.
She looks a bit like considerate. Maybe the voices I hear are not God after all. Is it wrong that I would be disappointed if this were the truth?
Your devotion being what it is, I would say it would be expected for you to be disappointed. Does that, but does that in any way diminish your self-discipline, your devotion, your will to hang on to your faith?
If God has sought to afflict me with a madness, then it is still his work.
And in reply, Madeline would just smile and say, I thought not. It's, you feel ashamed of yourself. You call yourself sinner. I wonder, is part of this shame is perhaps that you know that you are devoted, that you are strong. And in this, you are almost embarrassed. You know that your faith holds much better than most pious people or noble knights.
Sometimes I experience the sin of pride, it is true. However, I do not feel shame, as you say, for knowing that I am a sinner. I know I am a sinner because I am in this place. We are all sinners in this place. That is what the book says. We would have not been sent here if we were not.
I feel as though the two of us will have some interesting conversations in the future.
I must say, already coming to the city, there are many who are much more welcoming. In other
What?
places, I have met members of our kind. They have sought violence against me and us, sought subjugation from us.
Among our kind, I believe that subjugation is always present. Almost always.
We are all one under God. The same is true of us who do not walk in the night. Noble men and ladies, thinking they are above others. We are all created by God. We are all under Him. Kings and queens and popes and bishops and sultans. They seek to place themselves above God.
See, on this, you and I are in complete agreement. Not of the implications, but of the fact that for all their gold, for all the pomp, it is within their what it is within their character. It is what it is within their souls that determines the worth of them.
Yahweh said, "It is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle for a rich man to enter heaven."
And yet so many priests are so very wealthy.
They have been seduced. Satan is strong in this place, or it is his place. They hear his words. As I said, I do not hate them, but I must pity them, and I must pray for them.
And tell me, has your prayers worked yet?
That is not how prayers work. When I pray, I do not ask for things. I listen.
For God to tell you to what to impart on people, to guard them, guide them, deliver them.
That is what I would like to hear. That is not usually what I hear, though. It is Satan that speaks to me more.
Or it is something completely different. Perhaps it is your brothers and sisters of the blood who speak to you. Neither Satan nor God, but fellow cursed in his place of, as you say, Satan.
Perhaps. I do not know.
I will, again, not tell you what to do. But if you are not certain if it is indeed Satan, or people who are just as much sinner as you, perhaps some of them even more, well, pure than you are in soul, would that not be an important thing to determine?
Perhaps. I will pray on it.
If you wish to discuss some of these things further, and there is a place that can be found, if you wish. I also have well, it is a storeroom, not more than a place to shelter for the sun's rays that you could use should the need arise.
I sleep in this place. If the Lord wishes the sun's rays to reach me, then I do not want to prevent that.
And if it is corrupted members of the devil's church, what if they wish for you to see the sun?
Then I hope I have lived a pure enough life, and I may ascend.
Hmm. I will not stand between you and a very valuable lesson.
Thank you.
Delph, have a very good evening.
She'll nod her head. Thank you for your visit. Any time you
Oh,
would come to hear the sermons, I would be honored.
there is one person.
And she catches her breath at that point.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
She catches her breath when she says, I would be honored. Apologies.
You would be honored.
I told you I was a sinner. My ego speaks through my mouth.
No, you would be honored. You are simply giving a higher status to someone else. You show affection or something for someone. How is that a sin? How is that anyway bad? You like another person.
I am placing my own desires and my own ego being approached by someone impressive over the message of our Lord.
She is pretty much out of the door, but she stops and just turns around, just says, "Desires?"
In that, I have seen many important people tonight come to seek me out. I have tried to impart the word of our God, but they seem more interested in me and the affliction that makes me similar to them.
It is true for humans. As for us, what we care about is the things that we can identify, that we know of ourselves. Everyone always wants, when it comes down to it, to speak of themselves.
Yes. Thank you for the lesson. I will remember this in future and try to do better.
If you wish to learn, I can be reached here. And she will give a rough description. I am a teacher of sorts. As you can see, an ancilla, as myself, should be able to dress in more, well, impressive clothing. But I choose not to. For many of the same reasons you do not. God, or rather something else, has blessed me with this face and this body. One day I will be tested, and this will be taken from me as well. I will feel that challenge, and I will overcome it.
She nods. Thank you for your visit, Madeline. I do hope that the pure followers of God in this place may find somewhere where our words are not rejected, somewhere we can preach in safety.
Be careful. But if you are very careful, perhaps you should visit the fountain. Do not go near the waters, it does not agree with our kind. It is said that the patriarch Abraham visited the well. There is one of our kind. She despises all of us for what we are. I do believe she despises herself as well. You might find a kindred spirit in her.
If she despises others, she has accepted Satan into her heart.
No, she cares for the people. She despises our kind.
I do not despise, I pity. It is a hard curse that we bear. The Lord is testing us thoroughly.
Boy, I have taken enough time for your very important prayers. Please, have a very good evening.
She will nod her head again and turn around.
Madeline will walk out. And as Madeline walks out, there's no one around. She will probably, she won't frenzy, but she will just give a good kick or punch to something along the way because, well, you know, certain things just grinds her gears a bit more than others. And with that, I do believe that this scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players for playing and watchers for watching. Good night.